harder at the white players. That's just an unspoken rule. You gotta go at the white players. How about that? Belt to ass in Las Vegas. You got your ass towed up by over.
The neon lights of the Las Vegas Strip have illuminated some of the most iconic, unforgettable athletic performances in the history of global sports. It is a city built on the concept of high stakes, massive risks, and ultimate entertainment. But what transpired inside the Michelob Ultra Arena this weekend was not a gamble. It was an absolute, undisputed, hostile takeover. The Indiana Fever did not just fly into the desert to play a basketball game. They marched into the fortress of the back-to-back reigning WNBA champions and unleashed a level of basketball devastation that has sent a massive shockwave through the entire league. We are talking about a jaw-dropping, statement-making, completely dominant 34-point blowout victory over the Las Vegas Aces. It was a masterclass in offensive execution, defensive intensity, and sheer, unapologetic swagger. Welcome back to WNBA First, your ultimate home for the deepest, most authentic, and hard-hitting women's basketball analysis on the internet. If you want the real story behind the box scores, make sure you hit that subscribe button, smash the like button, and ring the notification bell right now. The landscape of professional basketball is shifting beneath our feet, and the Indiana Fever are the ones causing the earthquake. When a young team travels to Las Vegas, the historical expectation is survival. The Aces are the gold standard, the defending champions, and a roster loaded with MVP talent and veteran leadership. But the Indiana Fever completely flipped the script, taking the floor with a level of aggression and precision that left the home crowd in stunned silence. To win on the road is one thing. To walk into the opposing arena and absolutely dismantle a championship organization by over 30 points is a completely different stratosphere of competition. This was not a fluke, and this was not just a hot shooting night. This was a comprehensive unspooling of the Las Vegas Aces' defensive identity, led by a rookie point guard who continues to rewrite the fundamental geometry of the sport.
Harder at the white players. That's just an unspoken rule. You gotta go at the white players. How about that? Belt to ass in Las Vegas. You got your ass towed up by over 30. Take that. BTA. That's for hating on the white players. That's for being jealous of Caitlin Clark. That's for being so jealous of Caitlin Clark about to drop her Nike shoe, you went on a tangent and had us wait 3 years. Indiana Fever put belt to ass on Asia.
Caitlin Clark made her highly anticipated return to the hardwood, and in true, undeniable fashion, she brought her historic playmaking abilities right to the forefront of the national stage. We have officially reached the point where the record books need to be updated every single time she steps onto the floor. Against the Aces, Caitlin Clark officially became the fastest player in the entire history of the WNBA to reach 600 career assists, accomplishing this breathtaking milestone in just 72 professional games. Let the magnitude of that achievement sink in for a moment. In a league that has been graced by legendary floor generals, iconic point guards, and Hall of Fame facilitators, absolutely nobody has distributed the basketball with the speed, the efficiency, and the sheer volume that Caitlin Clark is currently producing. She possesses a generational basketball IQ, allowing her to process defensive rotations milliseconds before they actually happen. Every time she touches the rock, the opposing defense is thrust into a state of absolute panic. Terrified of her shooting range, but equally terrified of her ability to thread the needle through microscopic passing lanes. Her final stat line for the evening was a masterpiece of efficiency. She finished with 12 points on 5 of 11 shooting, pulled down 7 crucial rebounds, and dished out 6 assists. She was executing sick step-back jumpers that had defenders completely lost, putting players on skates and attacking the rim through heavy traffic.
In restricted minutes. Minutes restriction. Caitlin Clark has become the fastest player in WNBA history to reach 600 assists in only 72 games. Even in minutes restrictions, even with injuries, it don't matter. The girl breaks record after record after record after record. The GOAT Caitlin Clark came back and broke this record in her return. Caitlin Clark only played 24 minutes, 12 points, 5 of 11 shooting, 12 points.
But the most astonishing and highly debated aspect of this historic performance is the context in which it happened. Caitlin Clark shattered this all-time WNBA speed record while playing only 24 minutes of basketball. This brings us to the massive, roaring debate that is currently setting the sports internet on fire. Across social media platforms, sports talk radio, and comment sections worldwide, fans and independent analysts are actively questioning the rotational philosophies of the Indiana Fever coaching staff. Prior to the implementation of this strict minutes restriction, Clark was lighting up the league to the tune of 21.5 points and 8 assists per night. Now, observers are pointing to a statistical drop-off and openly wondering if the coaching staff's deployment strategy is unintentionally hindering her offensive rhythm. To be incredibly clear, these are speculative, fan-attributed questions born out of sheer passion for the game, not verified organizational mandates. The incredibly vocal community of supporters is expressing deep concern over whether this minutes limitation is an overabundance of caution regarding her long-term athletic physical status, or if there is a fundamental disconnect in how to properly utilize a generational talent. The fan theories suggest that pulling the primary offensive engine off the floor for extended stretches disrupts the flow of the entire unit. When you have a player who can casually drop 12, 7, and 6 in just 24 minutes while breaking all-time league records, the immediate reaction from the spectator base is an overwhelming demand to see her fully unleashed. The community concern is palpable, as fans simply want to witness her operate without the handbrake engaged, especially when the team is proving they can steamroll championship-caliber opponents. While the debate around the point guard rotation rages on, there is absolutely zero debate about the nuclear, scorching hot performance delivered by Sophie Cunningham. If there was ever a player built for the bright lights, the intense atmosphere, and the sheer spectacle of Las Vegas, it is the blonde bomber herself. Cunningham has cultivated an incredible reputation as the ultimate enforcer on the hardwood, a player who is never afraid to do the dirty work, take the hard fouls, and stand up for her teammates in the trenches. But this weekend, she took the ultimate Vegas experience and translated it directly into pure offensive firepower.
7 rebounds, 6 assists. I'm gonna be honest, I feel like Stephanie White is sabotaging her stats. Before this whole minutes restriction debacle, Caitlin Clark was averaging 21.5 points and 8 assists. Her stats are dropping because of this minutes restriction, but it's okay because in the game Wednesday, Caitlin Clark should be out of this minutes restriction, but we got a bunch of things. First of all, let's get into some of the highlights of the baby GOAT, Caitlin Clark, the blonde bomber, Sophie Cunningham.
The backstory here is absolute legendary material. Cunningham spent her weekend fully embracing the Las Vegas lifestyle. She was out living her absolute best life, partying it up at Dry's Beach Club with full bottle service, soaking in the sun, and enjoying the fruits of her labor. She even crossed over into the mainstream combat sports world, making a massive viral appearance as a ring girl at the massive UFC fight card. For most mere mortals, that level of intense weekend festivity in Sin City is a guaranteed recipe for dead legs and a sluggish performance on the basketball court. But Sophie Cunningham is clearly built different. She walked out of the beach club, stepped directly out of the UFC octagon, laced up her sneakers, and proceeded to put on the most devastating shooting clinic of the entire WNBA season. Coming off the bench, she was an absolute human flamethrower. Cunningham finished the night with 20 points, shooting an incredibly efficient 7 of 9 from the overall floor. But the real damage, the back-breaking, spirit-crushing damage against the Aces, came from beyond the arc. She went a mind-boggling 6 for 7 from three-point land. That is an 85% shooting clip from deep. When a player is operating with that level of supreme confidence, there is absolutely no defensive scheme in the world that can stop them. She was hitting transition threes, corner spot-ups, and filthy step-back jumpers that left the Las Vegas defenders looking completely demoralized. She absolutely took over the city of Las Vegas, dominating the off-court headlines and then backing it up with a legendary on-court barrage. That is the definition of superstar swagger. But you do not beat the reigning champions by 34 points just by shooting the three-ball. You have to win the war in the trenches, and that brings us to the absolute heavyweight prize fight in the paint between Aaliyah Boston and Aja Wilson. Before the tip-off, every analyst in the country circled this exact matchup as the ultimate determining factor of the game. A'ja Wilson is widely regarded as the most dominant interior force in the league, an MVP favorite who is accustomed to getting whatever she wants, whenever she wants it. But Aaliyah Boston stepped onto the floor with a distinct mission, and she executed a defensive and rebounding masterclass that completely neutralized the Las Vegas superstar.
I mean, the girl is unstoppable. Unstoppable.
It's getting stopped.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Get your ankles off the floor. Come here. Caitlin Clark, the best that ever did it and got away. Caitlin Clark was unstoppable in this game. And she just was able to do whatever she wanted. Getting to the basket, taking on the contact. Should have been a and one. No call. It don't matter. It don't even matter, man. It does not matter. Caitlin Clark took over in Las Vegas as we knew she would. Caitlin Clark absolutely shut.
Boston finished the night with a massive, dominant double-double, pouring in 19 points, ripping down 11 brutal rebounds and dishing out 4 assists while shooting a highly efficient 9 of 14 from the field. She established deep, unshakable post position. She fought through heavy double teams, and she played with a level of physicality that completely disrupted the Aces' interior game plan. She was big-bodying her opponents on the offensive glass, generating crucial second-chance opportunities, and refusing to back down from the MVP. And when we look at the defensive side of that specific matchup, the numbers tell an incredible story. Yes, A'ja Wilson finished with 20 points and 12 rebounds, but the efficiency simply was not there. Boston's relentless defensive pressure forced Wilson into a highly inefficient 9 for 23 shooting night. The Aces star was shooting a mere 39% from the floor, struggling to find clean looks over the outstretched arms and disciplined positioning of the Fever Center. Furthermore, there is a massive conversation happening among the fan base regarding the officiating and the free throw discrepancy. Throughout the season, Wilson has routinely lived at the charity stripe, often attempting double-digit free throws per game. But against the disciplined defense of Indiana, she was only awarded 2 free throw attempts for the entire contest. Fans are loudly pointing out that when the officiating crew allows the game to be played with true playoff physicality, and when the defensive unit does not bail the offense out with cheap reaching fouls, the superstar production looks significantly more human. Aaliyah Boston did the spectacular, grimy, exhausting work down low, and she fundamentally won the most important individual matchup on the floor. While the front court was battling in the mud, Kelsey Mitchell was busy setting the perimeter ablaze with an offensive explosion of her own. Mitchell finished the contest with a game-high 27 points, absolutely torching the Las Vegas defense with her blazing speed and incredible shot creation abilities. She shot an excellent 8 of 16 from the floor, including 3 critical connections from three-point range. In the first half alone, Mitchell was an unstoppable force, pouring in 20 points and setting a ferocious offensive tempo that the Aces simply could not match. She was attacking the rim with reckless abandon, pulling up in transition, and demanding the full attention of every defender in the half-court set. Now, keeping it completely objective and breaking down the full picture of the game, there was a highly discussed segment during the third quarter where the offensive flow seemed to stall. Analysts and fans on social media were quick to point out a spell where Mitchell appeared to get deep into her isolation bag, seemingly looking for her own shot at the expense of ball movement. The online chatter focused heavily on a perceived lack of passing during that specific stretch, with viewers urging the guards to keep the ball swinging from side to side. It is a complex dynamic for any elite scorer. When you are as talented as Kelsey Mitchell and you have it rolling offensively, the instinct is to take the game completely over. But in a league this talented, sustained ball movement is the ultimate key to breaking down elite defenses. Ultimately, she finished the game with 3 assists, and her sheer scoring volume was absolutely instrumental in building the massive lead that Las Vegas could never overcome. When Mitchell is hitting from the outside and driving the lanes with purpose, the Indiana Fever become nearly impossible to defend. The struggles for the Las Vegas Aces were not just limited to the stat sheet. They were incredibly visible to anyone watching the flow of the game. The veteran core of the defending champions looked completely overwhelmed by the youth, the speed, and the sheer athleticism of the Indiana Fever. Fans and independent commentators were highly critical of the Aces' backcourt mobility, specifically pointing out that veteran point guard Chelsea Gray appeared to be laboring heavily on the floor. The online commentary was ruthless, with analysts noting that the Las Vegas guards were struggling mightily to navigate screens, failing to keep up with the breakneck transition pace, and generally looking exhausted against the relentless pressure applied by Clark and Mitchell. When your championship core starts to look slow and fatigued against the rising tide of young superstars, it triggers massive alarm bells for the rest of the season.
Leah Boston, 19 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, 9 of 14 shooting. And defensively, the job was done on Asia Wilson. Yeah, Asia had 20 and 12. She shot 9 of 23. The girl shot 23% from the floor. And you know why Asia Wilson didn't play so good? She only shot 2 free throws. I told y'all, when Asia Wilson is used to shooting 13 free throws a game, when you don't give her a bunch of free throws, it don't look that great. It don't look that great. She used to shooting all these damn free throws. She shot 2 free throws today. That's why she looked like that. Anytime the refs don't bail her out and give her a million free throws, she looks like we are ordinary people. She looked like ordinary people out there.
And we absolutely cannot conclude this comprehensive breakdown without talking about the phenomenon that is the Indiana Fever fan base. The Michelob Ultra Arena is supposed to be one of the most intimidating home court environments in the entire WNBA. But when Caitlin Clark and the Fever roll into town, the entire dynamic of the building completely shifts. Just look at the visual evidence following the final buzzer. The stands were absolutely packed with fans wearing number 22 jerseys, holding up signs, and screaming for autographs. It looked, sounded, and felt exactly like a home game in Indianapolis. The Fever fanbase travels better than any community in professional basketball, turning every single road trip into a massive national spectacle. Caitlin Clark is not just the face of a single franchise. She is the undisputed queen of the basketball world right now, and she completely conquered Las Vegas. The Indiana Fever did not just secure a victory today, they sent a terrifying, undeniable message to the rest of the WNBA. They proved that they can go on the road, enter the building of the reigning back-to-back champions, and completely run them out of the gym by 34 points. They proved that their center can physically dominate the reigning MVP. They proved that their bench players can catch fire and single-handedly break a game wide open. And they proved that their rookie point guard can shatter all-time league records, even when operating under strict minutes limitations and while managing concerns regarding her long-term athletic physical status. The narrative surrounding this team is moving at lightning speed. Are the fan theories regarding the coaching staff's rotational philosophies justified? Or are they simply the byproduct of a passionate fan base wanting to see their superstar fully unleashed? Can Leah Boston continue to exert this level of physical dominance against the elite front courts of the league? And just how dangerous can this Indiana Fever roster become if Kelsey Mitchell, Sophie Cunningham, and Caitlin Clark are all firing on all cylinders at the exact same time? We are going to continue tracking every single possession, every single coaching decision, and every single record-breaking milestone as this historic season unfolds. I want to hear exactly what you think about this unbelievable 34-point demolition. Get down in the comment section right now and give me your hottest takes. Do you think the fan speculation about the minutes restriction is fair? Were you as mind-blown by Sophie Cunningham's Vegas weekend crossover as we were? Make sure you keep the vision alive, hit that like button, subscribe to WNBA Pro, and share this video with every basketball fan you know. The takeover is real, the basketball world is watching, and I will see you on the next deep dive.